Howdy, all you practical patriots and practical preppers. Yachate, Waco Texas. Hey, folks, Johnny Practical Nurse. Normally, folks, for those of you who are new to my channel, when I get on here, I usually I'm cutting up, I'm having a good time. I'm finding some peace and zen out here on my little farm, and today I'm going to talk to you about some sad things that happened November 4th and November 5th here in Texas. Let's just go back a little, backtrack here a little bit, folks. Not long ago, I put out a video basically that was titled November 4th, Are You Worried and Are You Ready? Let me do a little bit of clarification for y'all and let y'all know who I am. For those of you who are new and everything, I am a full-time registered nurse. I am a full-time farmer. I am former U.S. Army Signal Military Intelligence. And I'm going to report this to you exactly how it came to me. Now, as all things with military intel, and media, okay, we are at the mercy of whoever gives us this information, okay? Nurses were kind of semi-superstitious, you know, full moons. We don't like working them because we honestly believe that crazy things happen around full moons and weekends, and it sure did. Not exactly parallel, but we just say if there's a full moon, during, before, and after, it will kind of, crazy things will happen. Let me just say this, folks. If you go back to that video I did about November 4th, you will notice that not once did I say the word Antifa. Because how it came to me, and if you listen carefully, I said groups. I also did give some descriptions of some kinds of people to include the skinny jean wearing population, you know, 140-pound type thing, which, you know, yes, I was referring to Antifa without having to say their name. But the word groups is what I want to focus on that other part. I also mentioned that groups were going to attack the suburbs, and sadly they did, okay, here in Texas. And I believe also, I want to say an individual was in Philadelphia, if I'm hearing this right, folks, that shot some teenagers, which I think is terrible. And keep in mind, folks, something about me. My heart and prayers goes to everyone affected by this situation. To people who were negative, who said nothing's going to happen, and which that's fine. Let's all believe that, but please do not bury your head in the sand. Evil does not stop on a time clock. Evil is constant, and there is no other way to describe it. Some people don't like it when nurses use the word crazy. We don't mean that as a diagnosis. We mean that as just as a general broad ballpark term. I just prefer the term evil because that's what it is, what happened, and here is why. I'm not putting these in any kind of chronological order, folks, or any order of importance. I'm just going to report it off to you as it has come to me. Let me just sit there and say this, that how it came to me was there is a group of people, and sometimes just plain old individuals, that were going to go out and commit something like The Purge. If you have not seen that movie, it is where there is just like an open season on just regular law-abiding citizens and just people in general. I did mention that they were going after conservative President Trump supporters, Christians and whatnot, of that nature. And how it came down to me was, as I would try to explain it to y'all, is they were going to attack the suburbs and basically in places where people gather. Okay, so let's just start off with this. In Waco, a mother and child was murdered this weekend here in Texas. Motive? Who knows? We don't know just yet. Again, folks, I'm not saying that this is by any means related to Antifa. I'm not saying this is by any means related to the group. I'm just saying this is what happened, okay? Mother and child, a very young child, and it's sad. Hearts and prayers go to the family and everyone affected in Waco, Texas. I think they said it was near Lake Waco out there, and which is only y'all about 100 miles from where I am. In Austin, Texas, on the 4th, there was a shooter on I-35 who was just targeting people. Pow, pow, pow. 6 people were injured, to include a 7-year-old who is in local ICU, folks. And I say local because I live in the Central Texas area. She's in the ICU clinging on to life right now. In Sutherland Spring, Texas. I'm pretty sure you've heard about this. And I would have put something out sooner, folks, but, you know, 26 people were murdered in a church during service. Half, folks, were children. It has come to me that the youngest was 18 months old. To the negative people that were leaving negative comments, I will ask you this one question, and maybe two or three along the way. What if that was your child? What if that was your nephew? What if that was your niece? I just want you to think about that. And if you want to go bury your head in the sand and say nothing's going to happen, nothing will happen, look, nothing happened, stop being self-centered, okay? I'm just going to leave it at that for right now. Understand? Okay. Devin Kelly was apparently U.S. Air Force. And I'm getting a little conflicting information. Again, people, we are at the mercy of the media and some of the intel that I collect. Depending on who you ask, he was dishonorably discharged, but there's another thing that says that he was discharged with less than honorable conditions. Now, what is the difference? Well, here we go, folks. He was court-martialed for domestic abuse, domestic violence, which in Texas, charges of domestic violence, domestic abuse, you can't legally own a firearm, but all of us know criminals don't care about the law, do they? If they want something, they will get it. All right? Dishonorable discharge, you cannot legally own a firearm. I know here in Texas, and please chime in about your states, I'm pretty sure that's a federal law. If you were discharged with less than honorable conditions, you can appeal it and get it changed over to like a chapter or something like that, and just you know, go ahead and buy a legal firearm. Now, they said this guy bought a firearm legally. Again, folks, we're at the mercy of the media and whatnot. But as we all know, I will reiterate that again and again and again to gun grabbers and anti-gunners, if a criminal wants something, they'll find a way to get it, okay? Again, to all these people, my heart and prayer goes to all these people affected. And trust me, and have no doubt when I say this, I am the kind of person that if I'm around and I see trouble, I will do my best to help somebody. But there's one kind of person that I don't entertain, and that's fools. Trolls. I put them both in the same group. To me, they're the same. Okay? So, I don't entertain those kind of people. When they leave a negative comment, I'll send a little nice comment back to them, and out they go. Because, folks, I treat my channel like a classroom, a place to inform. As long as people want to conduct themselves like adults and be respectful to each other, thank you so much. I would rather have 3 people, 30, 300, 3,000, than 300,000 who just don't get it. Okay? So people doing that, the negative people, out they go. All right? And it's not just about being negative, it's how you do it. Being disrespectful, which is disgraceful because there really are people like that. You heard me mention them earlier. Crazies. Okay? Evil. Evil does not stop on a clock, y'all. Evil's with us as long as there's going to be this type of situation in our world. Evil will always be around us. What my basic thing that I want y'all to focus on is being prepared for evil. Okay? Be prepared for disaster. Any questions, comments, people, leave them below. Until I see y'all again, I'm going to light a candle and keep a candle lit for these folks. That's just who I am. I'm Johnny Practical Nurse. Until I see y'all again, out here. By the way, before you go, if you have children, if you have nieces, if you have nephews, if you have anyone in your life that you just think the world of, don't forget, hugs and I love you goes a long way. And have no doubt, every one of you out there that are positive, I want you around me. Have no doubt that I will always be, always, if there's a situation where there's trouble, where there's a disaster, I will do my best to be there for you. Because that's just who I am. Out here.